When did it go out? I don't see anything. Well,
It started a whole new stream.
I guess you gotta catch it in a certain amount of time.
Yeah. All right, we are back. I guess YouTube decided that we were talking too long because they threw us off. So that's what happens. That's what happens, man. Anyway, we were just talking anyways. It was about time to wrap it up. But yeah, I don't know if anybody is coming in here. I mean, I know there's people going to be filling in. Yeah, we're back. But
at least we got one thing. At least we got through the super chats.
Yeah, because we can't see them anymore.
Because it resets. Once it resets.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, man, there's got to be some sort of remedy to that when they drop the stream.
Yeah.
There's got to be some better way they can manage that so we don't have to start a new stream.
It's all about the time off. So, like, you know, the gap between getting the stream back. I have no idea. And it's hard to communicate with YouTube too. So.
And it's probably, well, I know that's not that it's probably harder. It's actually harder now because they send like a message about like moderation, about how some of the moderating like wouldn't be the same.
Yeah. And
so there's going to be a lot of stuff that gets yanked off that's more automated than is actually a person. That they had a problem with that on Twitter and Facebook. People were talking about how posts were marked as spam.
Yeah.
Posts were marked like they were being, articles from credible news sources were being deemed as misinformation. So that's Facebook and Twitter and YouTube. So I'm pretty sure that has a lot to do with them cutting resources.
Yeah, not having the staff to go through them. So yeah. Like it's even more difficult to talk to them. We didn't talk to them anyways because they don't even get back at you. So, but anyway, you know, we appreciate everybody coming on for this. You know, what I was gonna do was look at some comments. You know, read some questions in the chat section.
Can't do that now.
Can't do that now. Can't even pull up the old stream because it's processing.
So
now.
It's probably not going to finish processing until about a couple hours.
About an hour or something like that.
It's not like we can.
So that's whack. That's whack. I will show you one thing because since we're talking about social distancing and talking about you know, things that people can do to fill the gap, stuff like that. I saw one video on social media. This is a little bit funny. This is when you know that extreme boredom has taken form, and this is what you start doing, stuff like this. That's what you do. That's what you do.
See, I get bored every now and then, but I don't think I get that bored. I don't think I get that.
Some people don't watch TV, man. So, or, you know, don't watch TV to a significant degree. They rather, I don't know, do something else. Be outside the house, actually being with people, stuff like that. I don't know, man. But there are some lifestyles that are, you know, facing some challenges right now. Definitely. Some people are facing some challenges being kind of secluded in the home.
Yeah, I can see how that can be difficult for some people. And it's probably the most difficult for people who are, let's say, like actually depressed.
Oh gosh.
Don't need to be like just by themselves and closed up for long periods of time.
That's bad.
Yeah.
So, like I said, this is just the new reality. Kat said no sports is killing me slowly. Man, I saw this was I mean, this might have been last week or maybe even the end of the previous week, but there was a game that was supposed to be on, basketball game that was supposed to be coming on TNT. And of course it didn't because they had already suspended the season. But they showed an old game. I was like, oh, okay. And I thought it was a recent game between the Milwaukee Bucks and the Los Angeles Lakers, and it was actually a game from like December. I was like, damn, is that what we're doing? We reaching all the way back like that?
If you go to ESPN's Twitter account, they are trying everything. They're trying everything to keep people engaged.
I think they showed Klay Thompson's 60-point game.
Yeah.
I think it was either yesterday or the day before.
They showed because it just happened to be the anniversary of when LeBron caught that alley-oop over Jason Terry in the playoffs.
Right. I think either today or yesterday was Michael Jordan's last game.
So they're using significant dates to try to generate viewership. I've seen them. They post everything, like even random highlights from like regular folks doing stuff.
They're
sports related.
I saw a clip on ESPN. They were showing highlights of cricket. Now the announcer had to admit, he's like, I just want to admit, I don't know all the rules. I'm not very, I'm not a professional when it comes
knowledgeable about the sport.
And the game was going on with no audience. There were no fans in the arena or whatever you call it, right? I didn't even know this because I don't follow cricket either. But with cricket, if the ball goes into the stands, the ball has to get thrown back out. You can't just get another ball like it was the MLB and it was a foul ball, you get another ball. No. That ball needs to be retrieved and that ball needs to be thrown back in. There's nobody in the stands. So the ball goes in the stands and the players have to go hunt for the ball. And they're hunting. And eventually at one point, there was a groundskeeper or something like that. They found the ball in the stands. They had to throw it back in. It was crazy, man. It was crazy. But yeah, that's the type of stuff that ESPN is doing. They're just trying to find stuff, man. So,
Final Fantasy gave us another contribution. I don't know if it's another one. I don't know if it's the first or second.
I think it's the first.
First, okay. Well, is AOC really
the best
future prez the left has to offer? I'm gonna say no. Cause you say the best. I didn't say she wasn't, good, but it depends on where she is when that time comes. It depends on, how she is able to navigate within, within her job. How is she going to be able to, form coalitions? Is she going to be able to do that? Is she going to be able to work with your more establishment Democrats? How is she going to reflect upon that interaction? Is it going to? Is she going to be engulfed in it? Is she going to be swallowed by it, or is she going to be radicalized by it? That's the question. Will it engulf her, or will it radicalize her? We're dealing with somebody who's very passionate and somebody who seems to have the interest of the working class people in mind. But we all know what happens to people when they get in there. I'm not saying it's happened to her. I'm just saying it's a possibility, and we got to get ready for that. I understand she's a kind of a social media darling, but sometimes I think she tends to make little moves that rub people the wrong way. When Warren dropped out and she immediately went on SNL and they posted it to Twitter, probably posted it on other social media too, I just didn't see it. But I'm not sure if it was SNL's Twitter account or whether it was Elizabeth Warren's Twitter account. But AOC responded, "This is legendary." A lot of people thought progressives and leftists overreacted. I don't. Because if you're dealing with a group of people who are constantly being left out, disenfranchised, and who is seen to be progressive, at the time end up being engulfed by the establishment, end up actually becoming part of the establishment, working for them, whether it be aggressively or loosely. That's what people are afraid of. And so I think people are hypersensitive because of that. People are just used to their leaders kind of moving over and capitulating and offering too many pleasantries to the enemies within their party, people I consider their enemies. So I that part I don't like, because it just gives a bad look. She didn't have to do that, and that's probably why people had a problem with it. But I understand why people had a problem with it, because it wasn't about. It was about politics at that point, and that's how people view it.
But see, that's only a small segment of people on like Twitter, though.
True, but I'm just saying, I
can understand why people have a problem with it. I'm not saying I don't understand that, but she has never been one to say anything negative about Elizabeth Warren, anyways. And from anybody in Congress, they view Elizabeth Warren as a progressive, be it Ro Khanna, be it Bernie Sanders, be it the Squad. All of them view Elizabeth Warren as a progressive, at least rhetorically. So that's all you will ever hear. So if she said anything, I mean, she didn't have to say something, but her saying something positive or something like that about Elizabeth Warren, I think it's not that much of a story. There are going to be some people, again, it's people on Twitter though. And we know that the progressive movement, I guess like the loudest people in the progressive movement are on social media. And so they will have somewhat of a negative reaction to anybody that says anything that can be perceived as positive about somebody that doesn't really appear to be a progressive. So I get that.
Yeah, because
the question about if she is the best that we have as a progressive going forward, maybe for the next president, I think the answer is yes.
The best?
Yes, I think the answer is yes.
Well, the best that we
hold on, let me explain.
What we know of.
Yeah, well, as of right now, my answer is AOC is the best, because I'm just living in 2020. I'm living in March 2020. AOC is supported by many, many people. She's supported by progressives, of course. She's supported by moderates as well, in strong numbers. So you could say that she is not, I guess, well polished in some areas. Like sometimes she stumbles. It's getting less so. Before, when she was brand new, you saw, more of this stumbling. But it's getting less slow. It's getting less so. She has cleaned up a lot of her rhetoric. She knows where she's going. She doesn't get trapped easily. Now, it doesn't mean that she doesn't make any mistakes. When she offered that capitulation, when she said that, Medicare for all, would it be the worst thing if we get the public option? No. When she offered that at a time when we're trying to go as hard as we can on Medicare for all, like if we get to the reality where we're pushing for Medicare for all, but at this moment in time, we can't get it done because we don't have the votes, but we have the votes for the public option. I mean, that's what's going to happen. Now, I will be unsatisfied, but it will be better than what we have right now. Anybody can say that, yes, it will be better than what we have now. We want Medicare for all. On the way to whatever vote that we're going to have, we need to lean into Medicare for all as hard as we can and not offer any possible capitulation whatsoever. So for her to say that was a misstep, that was not the right thing to do, and I can call it as such. But again, right now, when I'm talking about somebody's ideology, somebody's support, not just their support amongst progressives, but amongst moderates as well, I don't see anybody that's doing it more so than AOC.
As far as somebody who is actually holds a position.
That's what I mean.
Okay, that's different then.
Yeah. That's where I'm coming from.
Okay, I don't think that was a part that wasn't conditional. It wasn't conditional. See, that's what I'm saying. That was the best future. See, like it wasn't just people who have an actual government position. Like now, if you're talking about that, yeah, because somebody
is Bernie Sanders the best left that we have?
No. Go down. Somebody mentioned Nina Turner, and I think that because this connects. Who is that? Tanya A. Thanks for the super chat. And this is what about Nina Turner? And quite frankly, if we're talking about someone who is a little more aggressive, a little more, I'm going to tell it like it is. I said what I said. I really don't care. It needs to be said. I'm going to support my positions while at the same time call you out for, being who you are and being what you are and not being afraid to do it. That's the type of rhetoric we actually need. And like I said, and nothing against AOC. I still think she's trying to, still feel her way through things. Nina Turner is a little bit more seasoned. So I think it'll be unfair to Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez to make that comparison because Nina Turner is a little bit more seasoned.
Yes, she is.
And she's a little bit more strong-willed. But I think if I'm looking at somebody's voice, that would kind of lead the progressive movement where it needs to go, and while at the same time be able to call out the very things that prevents progressive movement, it will be Nina Turner. It connects to our conversation earlier about looking at where Bernie's soft spot is, those Bernie's weaknesses, and
she would call out those.
And I think it's important that it's almost like Bernie Sanders needed somebody like Nina Turner to be at his side and to be a voice for him, but she ain't on the stage.
Right.
She ain't on the debate stage, and that's the problem.
She's at the rally.
She's at the rallies.
I agree that Nina Turner is a better voice than AOC, especially at this point. Like you said, she's more seasoned, she's more experienced, and she does, deal with issues with, a little bit more fierceness. So, yeah, I mean, I definitely would love to see Nina Turner run for president. Do I think she's actually going to do it? I do not believe so whatsoever. I'm at this point, I'm not sure how much support she would get. I don't know. I mean, she's definitely known nationally. How much support would she get? I don't know. I really have no idea. No idea. I would support her, no doubt. If we're talking about just who I would like to see, if the conversation is who is the best person, who is the best mind, who is committed to actually changing this country and moving it in the right direction, who's the best person to do that, that's a different conversation than who is the best the left has to offer. Because, again, when you talk about who the best the left has to offer is, you do have to talk about current support and projecting that into future support as well. And at this moment in time, Bernie Sanders, I don't suspect that he's going to run for president in 2024 or 28.
So who's it going to be?
Who's the next man up? Who's the next person up? Who's the next woman up? Who's that next person?
I feel this is probably going to happen. Elizabeth Warren is running again. I ain't fucking with her. Sorry. Unless there's something that changes about her for the next 4 years, unless she puts her foot forward in a different way, I just can't. I couldn't see myself doing it. She spoiled herself.
Yeah. No, I mean, I feel you, but look, again, bad options. If she is the strongest progressive, if she's the strongest one, if it's her and Buttigieg, you know where you're leaning. Not even gonna be a thought, man. It's not even gonna be a thought. So we'll see what happens.
So basically, we're idling down now. We're idling down. That's essentially what you're saying.
It just depends on if she runs again. It's a strong likelihood that she will.
My trust is right about here with her. It's about how much trust.
Would she get more support than AOC though?
No.
I don't think so.
No. Because I think AOC would at least win her own state.
This dude, that was a dig. That was a dig, dog. That was a dig, man. Like, damn. Really?
Was it not true?
It was true.
Did that not happen?
It was true.
I just don't think that would be the case with AOC.
No, she would carry New York.
I think she would carry New
I
York.
think she'd carry New York.
She'd carry New York.
Yeah.
Elizabeth Warren couldn't carry a small state like Massachusetts. That's true. I'm just saying that happened. That happened like a few weeks ago.
Yeah, it did. It did.
You can't live that down. That's why I say it's just that. How do you come back from that? Like at this point now, where she's at, it all depends on what she does between now and that time. If it's 20. You just basically saying there's nothing she could do. You see what I'm saying? I just don't think she would be able to get the support. Like she just you always like to bring this up. You know, she missed her calling in 2016.
Boy, that was her window.
And then and since she missed the window, she could have at least spent 3 years, 2.5 years, like setting up her political campaign or her presidential campaign apparatus. Mm-hmm. It didn't look like she really did that.
No, she didn't.
She didn't spend those 2.5 years doing that. It wasn't like she was always in the forefront, always in the news, and then she announced and she took that into her presidential campaign. It was just like, hey, I'm running.
Yeah, it wasn't like it was a foregone conclusion that she was running. I think who we knew were gonna run was Bernie Sanders, Joe Biden, maybe Kamala Harris. But I think those were the only like surefire candidates that we knew were going to be in the race. Warren was somewhat of a surprise. And like I said, yeah, she did miss her window. I think AOC would swallow up all of that Bernie support, no doubt. Mm-hmm. And she would also get some of that moderate support as well. Because like I said, she's loved among moderates as well. People that supported Hillary Clinton have nothing but positive things to say about AOC. Will that last? That's anybody's guess.
It depends on how hard she pushes.
Yeah.
And I understand what positions she's in. She has to be very careful. So I'm taking that into consideration as well. She has to be very careful.
She does.
Because as soon as she had like one point of criticism about Pelosi, it was just like, oh, the world is over. You don't criticize leadership, blah, blah, blah. It was just...
We'll see.
Even though she said good things about Pelosi at the same time. So.
Yeah, no. People are stupid. Tay Ray, will our revolution and Justice Democrats still elect more progressive Democrats in Congress, even without Bernie becoming president? I will say that Tuesday was not a good day for Bernie Sanders, but there was at least one win among progressives, at least. Dan Lipinski lost in Illinois. Yeah. Newman. Sorry. Marie Newman won. Thankfully, she lost in 2018, and that was disappointing, but she finally broke free and came across with the win. It wasn't by a thin margin, I think, only maybe about a 2 point, something like that. But she did win, so that's a good look, definitely. Dan Lipinski, one of the more conservative members of the Democratic Party in the House, so that's good. To your question, will our revolution and Justice Democrats still elect more progressive Democrats? Bernie Sanders is not going away,
yeah.
So he will still be advocating for progressives.
Like
I'm sure he will still campaign and stuff like that. So we know the country is trending in a certain direction, and actually it's always been like that. The country has always trended more progressive. It's always been like that. Now, there's always been pushback, and there will continue to be pushback on that from both political parties. But I think, yeah, there will be more progressive Dems in Congress. Hopefully, there will be a progressive Dem that flips a red seat, because they keep saying that didn't happen. You only got progressive Dems that were in blue districts. So, we did come close in a few areas, but that's true. I don't think any progressive Dems actually won, flipped the district red. So, flipped the district blue. So, that's something that, maybe we'll be looking forward to come November. So, progress is usually slower than what we like. But yeah. Our revolution, Justice Democrats, I think they'll just be stronger going forward, though. Texas getting more progressive.
Slowly but surely.
Slowly, yeah. But yeah, Sanders, like I said, yeah, Sanders isn't going anywhere. That's just, man, it's just crazy to think about having to go another 4 years though with any of these dudes, man, Biden or Trump, man. It's just crazy to think about what that would look like.
See,
man.
you know.
I mean, these 4 years have been a long time with Trump. It's been a long time. It's been a long time.
Well, here's the deal with that. Specifically with Biden, I think it will be one of those honeymoon type things if he wins. But there's going to be a lot of centrists who ignore everything. That's going to be the toughest. I think, the MAGA crowd, obviously they'll be very mad. They'll be very mad if Trump doesn't get a second term. So they will be very loud, mad and loud, just probably loud and wrong too. But I expect that. I don't expect anything less. I don't think it's going to be as extreme as a lot of people are making it out to be. I don't think they're going to be like in the streets, like shooting people and beating people up. There's probably going to be a lot of rage. Yeah, it might be a short period of time. Obviously, they're Republicans and, Republicans and the news they watch is going to cater to them. Obviously, they're going to be anti-Biden. I'm already ready for that. That's not going to be anything new. But what's going to be hard is going to be combating, MSNBC, CNN.
Always the problem. Always the problem.
That's going to be hard. Like obviously, Fox is going to be disingenuous in their own way. But what they don't like about Biden is definitely what we're not going to be focused on. They focus on usually the wrong stuff. And if they ever focus on the right stuff, it's in bad faith. It's just disingenuous. And most likely the candidate that they support, or candidates that they support, are the same way. But as far as like CNN, MSNBC, the corporate media industrial complex, that's going to be the hardest to deal with. It's going to be hard to deal with that because they have a lot of viewers. So with moderate liberals and centrist, it's going to be whack. It's going to be whack on social media because they're not going to want to pay attention to any of the major flaws in Biden. The same way they didn't pay attention to the flaws. Like they're not going to if he's president, they're not going to pay attention to anything. The same way they didn't pay attention to anything when he was running for president. Right. It's going to be very hard to deal with that crowd. Probably much harder. They're going to be like this and like that. I'm telling you, it's going to be difficult.
You're going to see a lot of that Joy Reid type stuff, where she can be clear-headed, seems to be clear-headed
in one instance,
and then minutes later,
say something that's like
that all that objectivity.
No, it's
gone.
See, that's the thing. It was never objective.
It was never. It looked like it.
It's just that sometimes she looks like she has common sense.
Yeah.
And then she undercuts that common sense. Like how you undercut your own point in such a short period of time.
3 minutes later.
Did you not remember? We could see you.
I know, right? No. You put it out there.
That's what I'm saying. We could see you.
I mean, we didn't tell you to do it. You did it.
And that's what makes
you added yourself.
That's what makes it so egregious and lazy because we could see you. We could see you. You just you.
All right, some news. We've been talking about the coronavirus and talking about curfews and how some cities and states have implemented or declared a state of emergency. It's gone further than that for California. Just about 30 minutes ago, the governor of California places California in a state of lockdown.
Oh, so they're in Marshall Mathers law. They're under Marshall Mathers law now?
Lockdown. That is different than a state of emergency. That's
Italy status?
Yeah, he said in order to prevent the spread of the coronavirus, ordering all 40 million residents to stay at home. So that's next level. That's next level. And I wonder, you know, I just wonder how many other states are going to follow suit.
It makes sense,
It does.
especially for the states that have high population. It would make sense that like New York would do the same, or like places like Chicago, Illinois. You know, it makes sense. I can see places in Texas doing it. And again, if you have people living in cities that have dense makeup, then yeah, I can see them. I can see people, more cities doing that.
So now, again, this third measure in Congress that they're talking about, and actually delivering money, payments to American people, whatever way they're going to do it. I saw Stephen Mnuchin talking about it, and his idea is more the $1,000 for every adult, $500 for each child. So, but the way he was saying is that we need this done now. So we're talking about payments going out within 2 weeks. So we're talking about something that is, of course, an emergency, especially if you're going to have people staying home. I mean, completely. I mean, at the house for 24 hours a day. So yeah, whatever they do, whatever Congress has, is gonna do, I'm betting that it happens pretty soon. I just wonder, what way they're actually gonna do it. Like, what agreement are they gonna come to? Because it does have to go through both houses, and we know that it's split right now. It will be interesting to see. I don't know what way this is gonna go. I think there have been some proposals. I mean, because I think there have been some proposals like there would be, I think, only 2 payments, like one payment on one date, and then like maybe 3 weeks later there would be another payment, maybe even more than that. I'm not sure, but there would be 2 separate dates where people would get those payments. But then there have been other proposals where it's like, no, let's do this monthly. Like let's make a payment for people monthly. And that seems to be more, I guess, signifying that you're addressing the concern, because nobody can tell you how long this is going to last. How long is this lockdown going to last? No, there's an indefinite, there is no date whatsoever. So why would you only make it to where there's like just, I don't know.
Lisa says in the chat, I wish you would address Roland Martin's eagerness of Bernie to drop out. That's right there. You should watch his 23-minute segment of today. Whoa. Ooh. I don't know if I have it in me to watch Roland Martin. That joker is
Roly.
I don't know if I have it in me. If I feel like, if I'm bored and I want to be entertained,
I'm sure people are saying it with a little bit more oomph in their voice now that Tuesday happened, and he didn't win one of the 3 states. So, like I said, I assume that Bernie Sanders is probably going to drop out before April 4th. When that happens, I don't know. I don't think there's any rush either, because if you're saying that you want to unify and there's a rush to unify this and that, okay, but there's no more debate scheduled. I don't believe there's any more debate scheduled. The next contest is in like 3 weeks. What are you scared of? What's going to happen with Joe Biden? There's not going to be any rallies.
Oh, hell no. They're not bringing him out. They are keeping him under lock and key and medication.
So he's not going to be damaged in these whatever weeks until April 4th. So Bernie Sanders taking as much time as he wants to does nothing whatsoever.
Yeah, they're gonna hide this dude away. It's gonna be weird to see him on stage anyway, or anywhere. But if he does do any kind of events, it's gonna be short, like he has been doing. He's gonna have like 4, 5, 7-minute appearances.
7 minutes.
But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's just going to hurt Biden, because he's going to have to get back into the swing of things during the general election. And that's not going to look pretty. It depends, man. It all depends on when these debates are going to be. what time they are. You know, I don't know, man.
Let's see if there's another. No. Well, yeah, the 12th debate is just.
What the heck? That's why he went on lockdown. Because San Francisco Chronicle just reported, said Gavin Newsom said the state projects that 56% of California's population will be infected with the coronavirus over the next 2 months. Don't want to be in there.
So if it's in the next 2 months, then the lockdown could last 2 months or so? Or even more than that? That's interesting. I wonder, look, of course, we didn't see his statements, but I wonder what lockdown actually means. I know it means stay at the house, but you still need supplies. There's no way you can
live without food and supplies.
So you got to get out the house at some point. So exactly what does lockdown mean? Maybe he did.
I'm like, yo,
convey that, but I don't know.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, yo, if I'm on lockdown, I can't leave my house. Like, am I getting? Do I have to order shit online? Are you bringing me shit?
Boy, Amazon gonna be.
Well, they are. It's not just Amazon. As far as like food delivery people, they've been taxed like a mug. Like you see people just lined up to buildings. You see people on bikes and cars just lined up to buildings because people aren't going out. Well, I guess it's good for them, but.
Well, man. Like I said, this is the new normal. So, nation's largest state doing that in terms of population. Probably more to follow. New York, I think New York has the most cases in the nation. New York has the most cases, so New York may be
the next one to drop.
The next one. I think West Virginia was the last holdout of I don't know if no cases, but no deaths. Maybe no deaths, but I think one person did die in West Virginia recently.
Well, I wonder what case that has the least amount of cases.
I think West Virginia.
The last time that was a few days ago. I saw that North Dakota had like one, but that was about a week ago. So
yeah, I think it's because the only, like I said, up until a couple of days ago, West Virginia was the only one that didn't have a death. I don't know about total. Like I said, I don't know about total cases. Oh well, we're going to be heading out here, but we do appreciate you stopping by tonight and sticking with us through the technical difficulties. Protect yourself. Go out only if it's necessary, I guess, if you still have a job where you can actually work it. But I know a lot of these businesses are closing. Just be careful whenever you come inside the house. Clean your hands, just clean your phones.
That's
clean
where
your phone.
That's where a lot of germs probably exist because people have their phones in their hands all that. But people don't
think about that.
People wash their hands way more than they wash their phones. Some people don't wash their phones at all.
And look, I've been guilty of it too. Up until this, I mean, there were some points where I felt like, man, my phone is probably dirty. Let me clean that off. But it's not something I did like every single time I came in the house. And just think, I mean, your dirty hands on your phone all throughout the time you're outside. You come in the house, clean your hands, but then you grab your phone.
A lot of people were making the same complaint at the polling stations about the voting booths, and they weren't being wiped down. And then it was touchscreen.
Good job, Democratic Party.
And there was one person at a polling place reported that like people were signing in, people were, like using the same pen, like it's just.
Yeah, Kayla Stein said, how exactly do you clean your phone? can't get wet, should I use wipes?
Yes. That's like, I usually use...
Yes, I use wipes every single time.
I usually use the little sanitary wipes.
Yes.
That people using like...
And just wipe it down. I mean, when you...
People use on the butthole.
For me, I leave...
That's
for me, like, I mean, women, of course, probably, carry around purses. So leave it in your purse, I guess, when you get inside the home. Just leave it there. Don't take it out. Wash your hands, get a wipe, and grab your phone and get to wiping. And then that's it.
You can also use one of those... if it's not a wipe that you use for your body, you could use like one of those Lysol wipes. Either one.
There's actually a machine as well too that you can buy. Now it's expensive.
A bidet?
No, it's like an actual device where you put your phone into it.
Oh, see, I was talking about,
and it sanitizes it.
See, I went somewhere else.
Yeah, you completely.
I went somewhere else. I went back to the body.
Nah. But yeah, there is a device. I mean, there is a machine out there that will sanitize your phone. But it, like I said, it's not cheap. It's not cheap. So yeah, definitely clean your phones. Everybody has phones nowadays. Clean your phones every time you come in the house. There are UV lamp boxes to cut off the phone.
I think I talked with Hookup 79 on Twitter. I think that's the same person. I'm really curious as to how you chose that username though.
Hookup 79.
Yeah.
Here in Washington, Duke of Bread saying the first place they got hit was with the virus was a retirement home, and half the people died.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Crazy, man. Yeah, man. Like I said, just protect yourself. Even if you're not experiencing symptoms, you still could be infected, and that's why these places and states are going to be shutting down. So just protect yourself. Even with your loved ones, maybe now is not the right time to be all lovey-dovey and and the kissy, and I don't know, man. It may not be the right time.
Get in the shower first.
Yeah, straight up, man. Disinfect yourself because I can't take no chances. I don't know, man.
Disinfect everything.
Anyway, all right. Because I'm not gonna extend that. But anyway, we appreciate everybody coming by tonight, and we hope that you join us next week, same time, Tuesday. Hopefully, we'll be able to do it on Tuesday, and YouTube doesn't prevent us from doing it.
That's a story.
That was a dig. At YouTube.
That was
But yeah, man, that's all we have for you. Again, we always used to see that's the old reality. That was the old normal where we'd be like, man, what's going on this weekend? What's going on this weekend?
Absolutely nothing. Like there's absolutely nothing.
No sports games. No nothing's going on this weekend.
No events.
Jack. Nothing's happening.
Hey man,
especially in California.
Oh, that's for sure.
Nothing's happening.
Hey man, whatever man. That's the reality we live in. I guess I've like I said, I don't really get bored at it. There's just too much for me to do. Indoors.
Hey, on the bright side,
go out and run.
On the bright side, maybe cases of police brutality will go down.
Maybe they'll start shooting at the coronavirus. like try, you know what I'm saying? Like that surface looks dirty and unsanitary.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll start like
less cases of the most dangerous crime, disrespecting the police officer.
Yeah.
Less cases of that.
Less cases of that.
Yeah, maybe so.
I don't know, man. They'll find a way to fuck with people.
All right, man. Again, that's all we got. Everybody, take care of yourself. Clean your phones. We'll see you.
Clean everything.
True. Clean everything, including the phone. Don't forget the phone. Keys.
True that.
Yeah. You clean your keys. Yeah. Might want to clean those keys. That's something else that you forget. Unless you just put them somewhere before you clean your hands when you get in the house, and don't touch them again until you have to leave the house. Maybe. Whatever.
Yeah, I wonder what kind of... See, the thing is, it'd probably be like a little bit more difficult, more tedious for women especially who carry purses.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta clean all that stuff in there. People who smoke, they carry lighters.
That's true.
Or a jewel pod, whatever it is, E6, all that stuff. So the more stuff you have, the more stuff you gotta wipe down.
Yeah, man.
The more stuff you have, the more stuff you gotta wipe down.
Get those wipes. Make sure you stocked up.
What Trick Daddy said that, man. That was advice that Trick Daddy gave. Get you some wet ones. Get you some wet ones. I was like, that has proved to be true. True. That was good advice.
Clean your hot pockets.
Trick Daddy had to tell us that. Ain't that something? Really?
Yo, what? That can't be real, though.
What?
Final Fantasy draft.
Oh, see, now
That
you
ain't
trolling.
real.
Now you trolling. But you know what? I actually thought about it during the show. Because I thought about it during the show. But I was like, it just wouldn't happen.
Well, that would be a bad move even for Biden.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, it's a woman. Yeah, he said he would pick a woman, but Tulsi doesn't even have that much support. I mean, like, what are you adding to your campaign?
I know. I don't think that. That'd
be stupid for him.
That's funny though. I thought about it during the show, but I was like, nah, it's not happening.
I think this is significant. Klobuchar?
Harris?
Yeah, it could be.
Harris or Klobuchar?
Yeah,
It's gonna be Harris or Klobuchar.
I think so. One of the two.
You know it's gonna be a woman.
Yeah, well, he said it was going to be a woman.
And if you bring up the fact that he looks like he is incompetent, they'll be like, well, he has a woman beside him, and, you know, she'll take over if he, you know, they end up having to revoke the 25th.
I see Klobuchar.
Klobuchar?
I see Klobuchar, man. Okay. For some reason, I see Klobuchar. Okay. Now, he didn't say a person of color. Yeah, he said a woman. He definitely just said a woman, so...
He might bring in Hillary Clinton. That would be mad funny. We'll
just do a show of straight laughter. That's
true that. It'll just be like 3 hours of laughter. Straight laughter. We might put might just like sprinkle in a few like laugh tracks too. Just to...
Man, Trump would be laughing.
Yo, you know what? Trump would not only be laughing, he would be like, this again? Yo.
I already did this.
You know what's so funny? He hasn't really been talking about Hillary at all.
Oh, no, not at all.
So he's like, oh, snap. I could break out all of my catchphrases again. Oh, snap. Lock her up, crooked Hillary, the emails.
It's the 2016 playbook.
It's the 2016 play, and you know what? It'll probably work.
All right, peace out, everybody. Protect yourselves. Protect everybody. See you next week. All right.